I hope you are enjoying the story. Do read this story of mine and the rest of my stories. And don't forget to give them lots of likes, comments, and reviews. Siya turns back to see that Ragini has locked the room door from the inside. At that moment, there was a double smile on her face, indicating that something big was about to happen. Siya had already sensed this. She started thinking about it, but before she could, Ria came to Siya and began pushing her back. Siya completely hit the wall. Ragini stood in front of her, grabbed her hand and pushed her hard, causing Siya to lose her balance and fall down. Ragini stood in front of her. Sia's head was now near Ragini's feet. Ragini said with a lot of attitude, "What a thing. A 2-bit girl like you doesn't have the stature to take my place. What do you even have that makes you think you can take my Ragini's place? Get this straight in your head. This house is mine, this family is mine, all this property is mine, this position is mine. Beware. If you even dare to look at it, you know you shouldn't have come here. You should have been in an orphanage. If you hadn't come here, I wouldn't have to do all this. You know how good I was. But ever since you came, I've had to do all this because of you. It's all your fault." Ragini started throwing things at Siya. Siya was running here and there to protect herself. In the meantime, many things hit Siya, but she wasn't too serious about it. Suddenly, Ragini's phone received a message. Ragini looked at the message and then slammed all the things she was holding to the ground. She started screaming loudly and began to cry. Suddenly, seeing Ragini's changing demeanor, Siya was shocked and confused. It felt like she was just standing there watching Ragini. Ragini, crying and shouting loudly, said, Siya, don't kill me, please don't kill me. Look, I admit that something wrong happened to you, but it wasn't my fault. What? Please. Then she screamed loudly and started tearing her dress. Then, still shouting, she went to the wall and banged her head against it. Seeing this, poor Siya rushed to stop her and save her, but Ragini grabbed both of Sia's hands and pulled her close, acting as if she was trying to escape from Siya. She was screaming loudly, and the impact of her head hitting the wall left a mark on her head. At the same time, she had scratched her own hands with her nails. She was crying and repeatedly talking about letting go of Siya and asking for forgiveness. Siya was in shock, not knowing what to do. Still, she tried very hard to stop Ragini from doing all this and harming herself. Just then, there was a sound of the door opening, as if someone was trying to open it from outside. Seeing and understanding this, Ragini fell down with a thud. She looked as if Siya had just pushed her hard to the ground. Suddenly, with a loud noise, the door opened and the entire Rao family entered. The 3 brothers, along with Mr. and Mrs. Rao, had also come in by now. They all looked around the room and at Ragini's condition, then turned to Siya. The 3 brothers quickly went to help Ragini. Mrs. Rao stepped forward and slapped Siya hard, causing her to almost fall down and blood to start oozing from the corner of her lips. Then she went to Ragini, scolding Siya. Ragini hugged her and started crying, saying, "Save me, Siya! Kill me! Save me!" "I don't know why I was acting like a madwoman. I did nothing. Save me." From there, she was looking at everyone with her hand on her cheek. In everyone's eyes, she could see hatred and anger directed at her, which was breaking her heart. Ragini looked at Siya and pretended to panic, tightly holding Mrs. Rao, saying, "Jia, look. I know what happened to you was wrong, but what is my fault in this? You know it happened just because of a misunderstanding. But what is my fault? Why are you punishing me? If you want, I will leave all this. But please don't do this. Please." Then she looked at her father and brothers, saying, "Dad, brothers, I think something is wrong with Siya. She was behaving completely differently. She was laughing in between, and I think because of everything happening suddenly, it has affected her mind. Please take her to a good doctor for treatment. I have seen her behaving very differently. If you don't believe me, you can ask all the servants in the house." Just then, a maid standing outside came in and said, "Yes, ma'am. What Ragini ma'am is saying is absolutely true. I have seen her behaving like a madwoman. She laughs loudly in between and suddenly starts crying. Then she gets angry in between. I think her mental balance is not right." Hearing all this and seeing everything wrong happening to her, Siya was now getting angry too, so she shouted loudly, "What have I done? I haven't done anything. You all are lying. You all are liars. You all are lying. No one is on my side. Everyone is a liar." Saying this, she started moving back. Poor Mother Sophia was experiencing all this for the first time. so she didn't know what to do or not do, how to prove herself innocent. In this chaos, she panicked. And taking advantage of this, Regini looked at everyone and said, Look, look, she behaves differently like this in between. I don't know what happened to her. Mama, Papa, take her to a good doctor, or one day she will harm us all. Ragini's words and Sia's panic made everyone standing there believe her words, and almost everyone was swayed by her. So they all thought about it together and decided to take Sia for treatment from the doctor, and soon they contacted and told Sia they would take her there. All this was happening in front of Sia's eyes, and when she heard that her family was sending her to the hospital, even to a mental hospital, it felt like her last bit of faith was shattered. The last hope was also broken. She didn't expect that just because Regini said so, the whole family would believe it and actually send her to the hospital. Thinking this, she decided to leave and went out of the room. Then she locked herself in her room. Sitting on her knees, she started crying loudly. Why was this happening to her? When she was born, she was separated from her family. Despite having a full family, she lived her life like an orphan. And when she finally found her family, they refused to accept her as one of their own. And now they were ready to send her to a mental hospital, just because of that girl's words. None of them tried to talk to her, understand her, or give her a chance to explain herself. They just gave a direct order. No one came to ask what had happened. No one is there. This family is not mine either. This family belongs to Regini. Thinking all this, she cried. Just then, the door opened, and two servants came in with two ward boys and pointed at Sia, saying, "This is her, take her away." Hearing this, the two ward boys standing outside hesitated, but then came in and grabbed Sia from both sides. Seeing this, Sia quickly tried to free herself and rushed to the roof. Seeing this, one of the ward boys took out a syringe from his pocket and injected it directly into Sia's neck, causing her to gradually lose consciousness. Then they both held her eyes tightly and took her away. Was the entire post not finished yet? Her eyes were slightly open. She couldn't move her body at all. It felt like someone had drained all the life out of her body. She was just looking with open eyes at her so-called family, who had decided to send her to a mental hospital. They were all in the hall, watching her being taken away. With half-open eyes, Sia looked at everyone's faces. Everyone had different expressions, but then her gaze fell on Regini's face, which had a victorious smile, but her eyes sparkled with a mocking glint. They took her away, but she was admitted to the hospital, where, at Regini's behest, she was tortured a lot. She was kept hungry for many days. Whenever Sia tried to escape from there, she was beaten badly. A month had passed like this, when she tried to escape again and received a severe electric shock, causing her to fall right there. When her eyes opened, she was in a hospital room like this. After that, she was taken back to the same mental hospital and tortured again. Present-time Sia was thinking about all this. She now understood everything that she had time-traveled back. She had been given a chance by fate, and Sia had made up her mind that she would not let this opportunity go to waste. Then she remembered that this was the same hospital where she had been admitted due to the electric shock. When she was running away, soon the mental hospital doctors and nurses would come to take her back, and they would do the same again. Thinking all this, Sia decided to escape from there. She quickly got up from her seat and looked around carefully. After that, she saw a little girl in the bathroom. She quickly removed the glass that was there. During that time, her hands got cut due to the glass, but she didn't care and hurriedly removed all the glass and jumped out through the small window in the bathroom. At that moment, her feet were also injured, but she didn't care and started running ahead. She headed towards the hospital's large garden. As she was passing by the big trees, she saw that the hospital's nurses and ward boys were looking for her. Seeing this, she got scared and quickly started looking for a place to hide. In the process, she bumped into someone because she was very weak. Blood was flowing profusely from his hand, so he was feeling dizzy. Without thinking much, he said to the person standing in front of him, "Please, please save me. They want to take me away from here on purpose and torture me there. Please save me. If you save me, I promise I will repay you soon. But please, save me from all this." Just as she was about to fall, the person standing in front quickly caught her. The one who caught Siya was wearing a three-piece business suit. He had glasses on his eyes and his hair was neatly styled with respect. There were no emotions on his face. His body and height were very good, and he looked no less than a big film star. He was just looking at Siya with his eyes hidden behind the glasses. Just then, two bodyguards in uniform came from behind and said, "Master, the car is ready. We should leave now." But then his gaze fell on the unconscious girl in his master's arms. He said, "Master, this girl." The man said in his cold voice, "This is none of your concern." Then he picked Siya up in his arms and got into the luxury car standing there. He ordered the driver to take them away. Even after sitting in the car, he did not lift Siya from his lap. He was staring at Siya intently. It was completely unclear what he was thinking at that moment or what was on his mind, as there were no emotions visible on his face. Meanwhile, the driver sitting in the driving seat and his assistant sitting in the passenger seat were in shock, because their master, who did not even like to look at girls, did not even like their presence around him. Today they were witnessing him sitting with a girl in his lap. But they knew they could not ask him any questions about this, and even if they did, they would not get any answers. So they decided to remain silent, and the car sped off towards its destination. In the hospital, everyone was searching for Siya. After searching for a long time, when they could not find her, they called someone to inform them about fleeing the hospital. Hearing this, the person on the other end of the line burst out in anger at them and said, "I want her at any cost. If anyone finds out about this, I will make you all meet your end." Saying this, the call ended, and the brother began to search for Siya in distress.